Over its nearly 70 years of existence, the 119th Wing has seen a lot of important firsts. One man who has seen them all is celebrating his 100th birthday this month. Fred Quam was an original member of the North Dakota Air National Guard when they started operations on January 16, 1947. He and other original Happy Hooligans helped build the unit we know today, although things were a little different in the early days.
Well, we met at the old National Guard Armory on the foot of Broadway, which actually was on First Avenue South and Broadway. And that's where the National Guard, or the Army Guard, had their meetings. These young guys were getting in, the ones who would come into aircraft maintenance, we had a little class going to familiarize them with the B-51 aircraft. So that's what we did during our drills. We had a airport manager that had his own little kingdom there, and he wasn't going to be disrupted. So at one of the city commission meetings, a general from Omaha, which we were under at that time, came and went with the city commission, and he flat told them that they got the runway and buildings and all this stuff was built by the government and was going to be given to the city of Fargo. And if you don't let these guys on the airport, there'll be a barbed wire fence across in the morning. So after that, we didn't have any problem. We had to get permission from a guy every morning with a key to let us in. And we had to operate out of these old wooden buildings where we had to coal fire a furnace or a stove every day to keep it warm and so on. But we got it going. When we knew it was getting too bad to be working with those heaters, when the sparrows were falling from the ceiling, we knew it was time to shut them off for a while, because we did have some fellows get sick from the exhaust from the heaters.
Fred joined the Air Guard as a full-time mechanic in 1947. Within a year, he made it to line chief and served with the Guard until leaving for active duty during the Korean War. After the war, Fred returned to the Hooligans, serving in quality control until his retirement in 1976 as a Chief Master Sergeant. During his time in the Guard, Fred played a role in natural disaster responses, William Tell competitions, and many other historic missions.
Then there was the tornado too that we took part in, and directing traffic and helping people and so on too. I remember that night that it happened, I was on the corner of Broadway and 15th Avenue all night, stopping people from going down Broadway into where the tornado had gone through. The big thing was to keep the cars and people from going down where all the wires were down, and that was kind of tough. They were kind of irate, some of them, but I said, well, you can't drive, but if you want to walk, take your chances. Well, they parked, and some people did, because their homes were worried about their homes, But we directed traffic and helped with cleanup and that for many days. We were up in Alaska, and I think we had about 21 airplanes up there, and there was a Air Force unit there that had the same aircraft. And during the day, all of ours would be up flying, and they'd get 3 or 4 of theirs up every day. And they'd come over and want to know how we did that. So that was kind of a good feeling to know that we could beat the Air Force. We had to get all ours flying, and they couldn't even get half of theirs up.
Through it all, it was the Hooligan family and the important work they accomplished that highlighted his career.
Well, once you're a hooligan, always a hooligan, and everybody respected each other and their work and so on, and it was one of the things, if somebody didn't know how to do something, there was always somebody else there to help them, and it all worked together. I guess that was a good way to put it. So that made a good family. Everybody knew what they were doing and did a good job.
Congratulations to Fred Quam, an original hooligan, on 100 years.